All right, so how to launch that food truck business and start a food truck in Seattle, Washington. I'm going to give you the 7 specific steps you can take to launch that mobile food business dream of yours. And by the way, there's a free, absolutely free, no strings attached, PDF checklist I put together down below in the comment section. Click on that. It'll take you over to our blog post and you can download that absolutely free. It has a huge, specifically for Seattle, by the way, checklist and also additional food truck resources and a launching guide to get you started. Just something to help you guys out. Step 1, plan and register your business. So you want to choose your business structure. LLC is really the kind of more of common one for food trucks and mobile food business. That's the limited liability corporation filing. That's actually what I did for my food business. I did an LLC. It's very, very simple. Plus, it's also very simple when it comes to taxes. You can check with your accountant on that, additional resources from them. But the LLC is very simple, pass-through taxation, and it's very, very easy to do. Register for Washington State Business License and apply for the Seattle City Business License. Next up would be create a solid business plan. Now, this really, just to kind of recap, it outlines your food concept, the menu of your food truck, your initial startup costs, and revenue goals. Now, by the way, I also have some great videos and links in that other PDF file that's free, by the way, giving you the videos showing you how to make a business plan yourself. You don't need to pay anyone for it. I actually use ChatGPT to make one my own. You can use it and actually show you the specific prompt, and you can make a business plan very, very easy for yourself. I don't think you need to spend any money for that. This will also help the funding if you need to plan for a loan or any micro loans or even line of credit. Having a business plan does help with that because many institutions, banks, and creditors will have to ask you if you've got one and they want to take a look at it. So step 2, get the required permits and licenses. Okay, so this is the nitty gritty of specifically Seattle, Washington. Now, to operate legally in Seattle, you'll need the following. Number 1, Washington State Business License. Required to actually run any type of business in the state, of course. Number 2, the Seattle business license that allows you to operate within the city limits that you're going to be in Seattle. Number 3, public health. This is a Seattle and King County mobile food service permit. Now, this actually ensures that your food truck actually meets the food safety standards. You'll submit plans and pass an inspection before you begin to operate. But that would be the number 3 thing I would do. Number 4, labor and industries. The L&I is actually known as food truck inspection. Now, this actually verifies that your truck meets safety requirements, okay? This would be like if you have propane, you're doing any custom electrical work, ventilation, fire suppression, etc. So be sure that you definitely get that requirement as well out of the way. Number 5 is the food worker cards. Now, every employee who actually handles food must have one. Including yourself as the owner, you'll have one. If you've got any staff, they'll have to have the food worker card as well. Number 6 is the Certified Food Protection Manager, the CFPM. Now, at least one person on staff must hold this certification. So, for instance, if you're the owner and you're not going to be there on a certain day, but you've got your employees, remember at least one person does have to have that on hand if they actually pop in and inspect you, okay? Number 7, fire department permit. This is pretty much across the board in every state and actually in every city. This is required if your truck uses any open flames, propane, or other fire-related cooking equipment. Number 8, other permits if needed. Now, the following, if it applies to you, if you're doing them, serving alcohol, if you're offering catering, vending on a private property, that's also a little bit different. You may also need additional licenses or zoning permits. Keep that in mind where you're specifically parking. Now, step 3, of course, the commissary kitchen and parking. Now, Seattle actually requires, by the way, food trucks to use an approved commissary kitchen for prep and storage. Now, costs usually range from about $1,000 to $2,500 a month, depending on the facility, of course, and what they offer. Now, many commissaries actually also offer secure truck parking and equipment storage, which can save time and travel costs as well. Definitely want to look into, by the way, if you find a commissary, guys, look for one that has the secure parking. A lot of times they'll have fencing or they'll have cameras, they'll have stuff of that sort. You don't want anybody to vandalize your truck, of course. Step 4, truck and the equipment and insurance. Now, this is where we start getting into some big expenses. Now, a used truck, I would highly recommend, only because new trucks are nice, don't get me wrong, but they do cost a lot. So used trucks can cost $30,000 to $80,000. New and custom trucks can actually run between $75,000 to $150,000, sometimes even more. So if you can find a used one and maybe retrofit it or just upgrade it, you might be better off, okay? Now, equipment will include refrigeration, grills, fryers, ovens and sinks, fire suppression, generators, of course, and a POS system. Now, next one is wraps, the food truck wrap itself. That's actually the outside design. That's what it's called, as a wrap. That goes on the outside of the truck. Now, this is considered a branding. It could cost around $2,500 to maybe $5,000. And also then there's insurance. Of course, it's critical. You got to have general liability, commercial auto, by the way, and workers' compensation if you have staff. Now, by the way, I would mention about that free PDF. I've got a lot of great resources in that PDF. You'll find that too as well, very handy. You can check that out as well for insurance information as well. Step 5, costs and budgeting. Now, startup costs often fall between about 50 to maybe 150,000. And of course, you might be a little bit less or maybe even a little bit more, but that's a rough average of what it costs to get up a food truck in Seattle. Now, depending on your truck and setup, that cost could vary dramatically, like I said. Now, business license, permits, and inspections, that can add a few $100s to your tab as well. This is all the pre-launch, by the way. Commissary kitchen, truck maintenance, of course, food supplies when you first start, and staffing are ongoing costs that you'll incur, okay? Now, your average profit margins on a food truck can be around 15 to maybe 25%, but certain menu items can actually yield margins between 50 and 70. A lot of times things like pre-made stuff like nachos and cheese, if you're just serving that, you're not having a big expense. You're doing loaded fries. If you're doing something of inexpensive ingredients and it's got a large margin, that's going to be something more beneficial in your menu. Step 6, take advantage of Seattle's incentives. Now, Seattle is currently waiving street permit fees, we found out, actually for food trucks until January 2026. This is a major cost savings. And if you want to vend on public streets or city events, you definitely want to take advantage of that. That was something that we did a little bit of research on this video. We found out that 2026 in January is when that, I believe that it will start up again. Step 7, marketing and growth. Now, you want to scout, of course, high traffic areas, downtown during lunch, maybe microbreweries in the evening, local events and festivals that are seasonal. They're going into the fall right now and maybe even winter. Join the Washington State Food Truck Association, by the way, to access vending opportunities and stay updated on regulations. Build a strong social media presence and post your daily locations. This is great. Customers actually can often follow food trucks in this way. If they're looking for some lunches and if you're going to be in an area where they're going to be, they'll show up. Consider catering private events too for additional revenue and some high-paying gigs, even corporate events. They pay a lot of money for corporate catering as well. So check out that down below. Like I said, I've got that free resource. I hope this helps you get launched and get up and running. Those are the steps, 7 steps in particular that really cover the gist of getting up and running. If you have any questions about this, let me know down below. If you're new to our channel, subscribe. I got a lot of great information about marketing, promoting, driving your sales, revenues, and a bunch of other different things absolutely free. I'll see you guys next on our next video.